We're at QVC and with me the lovely Pippa Gordon. Hi.
How are you?
Very well.
Lovely to meet you.
And you
Again?
Again, yes.
Yes, we bumped into each other one Sunday.
Once. Got different colour hair now.
Yes, well, you know me.
Change your hair a lot.
A fair amount, yeah.
Favourite colour?
Blonde at the moment,
Blonde at
I
the
have to
moment.
say, I do like it blonde. You can get away with murder with blonde. You really can. Not by doing things, but just that I can get up in the morning and it doesn't look too dreadful, whereas red was more high maintenance and dark just seemed to be a bit
Dark.
flat. And the grey hairs come through.
Never.
The odd one.
How long have you been at QVC now?
5 years as a
5
host,
years.
nearly, or 4 years. Yeah, 4 and a half, 4 and a bit, something along those lines. But I guested for a few years before that.
Oh, right.
Yeah, even you didn't know that.
What did you
Yeah,
guess?
it's funny because my road through to QVC was quite bizarre. I was auditioning for musical theatre, you know, being a singer, doing all that kind of business, and I ended up just doing one TV audition just to see what it was like. I was curious. Yonks ago, it must have been about 8 years ago, in the olden days when we used to do big old open auditions, you know, and I'd seen this ad in the stage, because I was going through the stage for musical theatre
Right.
stuff, and I'd seen this thing for TV, and I thought, well, I'll go, and I'll kind of see what happens. And I ended up getting through to the last two against Fiona Farrell. Yeah, and it was like my first ever TV thing. Never even considered working in television, and you know, needless to say, I didn't get it because I hadn't got a clue what I was doing. Utterly terrified. Had to talk about a set of knives, and it's funny because they sat you in front of a little camera, and you had like a whole load of tables of different products to choose, and I was quite late, and there was only a few things left, so I had a set of knives, and I thought, how on earth am I going to do this? And I surprised myself. And they had to go after about 7 minutes, thank you, Pippa, that's enough.
Right.
Which is why I got called back. But eventually we got to the point, you know, and it wasn't my thing, and I didn't get it. But then they called me about 6 months later saying, we need a guest for Blue Blocker sunglasses.
Oh, right.
And I did that. And if you field your way through all the footage, you get this really scary old Pippa Gordon, which is about 7 or 8 years ago, where I did some sunglasses with Dean, when Dean was here, and Paul Lavers.
Wow.
Yeah, and then I did a chainsaw with Harry, and what else did I do? Just a couple of paint rolling things. Yeah, and then I got married, you know, and you two skint musicians, one of us needed to get a job, and I was the one with the bigger mouth, and so QVC had offered me one, and I'd said, no, thank you, it's all right, you know, I'm doing the music thing, blah, 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 and I'll do a bit of guesting here and there. And then, you know, we needed a bit of a steady income, so I took the good straw and said, I'll be a good wife and go and get some work, and you go and play your bass, my love. And that's how it's been, and it's been fantastic, yeah.
Do you still enjoy the live television?
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it. I mean, and I'm an absolute performer at heart. You know, I've performed since I was 2, 3, you know. And it is, even though it's television and it's shopping and it's very structured, it is performance, you know, because it's so live, it's so off the cuff. And I was just at some friends a couple of nights ago, and, you know, they said, so it's obviously auto-cued. And I'm like, oh, no. And they said, yeah, but the beginning and the end of the show. And I'm like, no, you can't possibly script or auto-cue that amount of live hours every day. And you can't possibly write the stuff I come out with. I don't even know where it comes from myself. So, yeah, no, it's just, I love it. I love the spontaneity of it. It's great fun. And the crew are great. They're just a wonderful family here, truthfully.
Well, by the time you guested various products, what product do you now actually enjoy presenting? Everything?
Oh, now there's a question. Do you know what? I think I enjoy products depending on the guest.
Oh, right.
You know, like this evening I'm doing a show with Stacey from Models Prefer, and we've become really good friends, and I have a blast. I mean, I thoroughly believe in her products. I think her makeup is superb, but I love working with her as well, you know. So I think, for me, it's the whole experience. It's not always just the product, it's the guest as well, you know, and it's just the whole show, it's the everything. I mean, there are loads of fantastic products here at QVC.
Loads, isn't there?
Yeah.
Well, now onto your music, and your album is being released on Monday.
Officially on Monday, yes.
They can get it through your website, which the address is?
treasureinmybackyard.com.
Excellent. And the album is absolutely brilliant. We're playing it in the car, on
Have
the
you?
radio. My favourite track's number 9.
Is it?
My favourite track's number 9. Yes.
Now, isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
That's my least favourite track.
Really?
Yes. How funny. It's my husband's favourite. He really liked it, and I really didn't want to put it on the album. He's like, oh, but I love it, I love it. So I did, purely for him.
Yeah.
That's confused, isn't it?
It
Spelt
is.
wrong. Confused.
Confused.
Yes.
And I thought, yes, and I played it on the radio, and I loved it, and then I kept playing it again, and
See, I find it so fascinating because and it's funny. I talk to people and I'm like, which do you like? What don't you like? And people go, oh, I don't know if I want to tell you what I don't like. I'm like, I'm not going to take it personally. It's such. I mean, what would you say? To me, it's a really wide kind. There's all kinds of, you know, going from Coldplay through to Debbie Harry. You've really got a broad spectrum of different things.
There's every type of music on it.
Yeah.
You're going to find one track you like.
Yeah, I hope so. It's been great fun to do.
How long did it take to put together?
I started writing in February.
Right.
Yeah, February, March kind of time. In fact, I got really ill. I got flu so badly in March. And I'm not one that gets put in bed easily because I just love being up with the children. So if I'm not up at 7, you know something's wrong. And I actually had to spend 2 days in bed. I was so ill. And I churned out lyrics. It was actually really good for me because I stopped for 2 days. And in that process, because I write at night time when I go to bed, it's like my entire day is chock-a-block. I'm a mum of 2 small kids. I'm a working mum. I live the life. And it's not until my head hits the pillow. I have to sit with sleep with pen and paper next to me. Suddenly my mind starts churning out all these ideas. So a lot of it came from when I was sick in March, actually.
Oh, right. It is, as I say, it's a brilliant album. Do you intend to go touring and doing gigs and stuff?
Love to. Yeah, completely and utterly. That's where my heart is. That's what I've always seen myself doing. It's been a funny old path. Like it's for anyone, You can't predict what you're going to do. You know what you want to do. And life kind of throws all kinds of different things at you. It's a fascinating process,
You're going to release
really.
a single off the album?
Hope so.
Hope so.
Don't know which one yet. We'll see. Next year, we'll see, yeah.
Well, we wish you loads and loads of luck
Thank
with it.
you.
And it's absolutely brilliant.
Thank you very much. Lovely to meet you, Graham.
Thank you.